Will AI replace software engineers? No. Good talk. Will AI displace software engineering jobs? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we'll get more jobs. All right, story time. I'm a tech lead. I've been coding for half my life. One day, businessman says, AI will take your job. I say, businessman is smart. He knows how to save money. He must be right. So I try this Copilot, and I say, expletive. This Copilot is better than me at coding. The gap between the kids and me has narrowed. Here's a skill breakdown of me and a junior pre-Copilot. And here's John Carmack, he's over 9,000. Here's the same skill breakdown showing how much of software engineering is programming versus other skills. Most of software engineering is not programming, which is even more true for seniors than juniors. The gap in programming skill only accounts for a small portion of the gap of overall software engineering skill. Here's what I thought would happen post-Copilot. I thought, I already know how to code pretty well, so I don't need to use Copilot that often, whereas a junior might need to use Copilot more frequently. What really happened is I found I was actually getting more productivity gains than the juniors I was working with. This begs the question, why? And the answer is pretty simple. Copilot benefits more from senior software engineering skills. First, seniors have a more precise technical vocabulary to prompt and reprompt. It is one thing to say, I would like a pretty split panel view. It is another to say, I would like a split panel view with a 30-70 split, as well as a drag handler, allowing the views to be resized. Can you achieve this with Tailwind Flexbox classes? Seniors are also better at reading and understanding code, and understanding allows them to edit code more effectively, particularly code they didn't write. If Copilot generates 95% of the code you need, but you don't understand how it did it, so you can't get the last 5, it's all worthless. The industry standard name for code that's almost right is wrong. Back to the original question. Will AI automate software engineering? Well, yeah, if there are the same number of software engineering problems as before. No, if the number of software engineering problems increases at a rate greater than productivity gains can address. AI does not just make software engineers more productive, it makes everyone more productive. And who's going to implement those AI-enabled features? Software engineers. Who's going to prompt AI to write those features? Software engineers. So what does this mean for the industry? If all the existing efforts are still legitimate, meaning you have the same number of apps that need to be written as before, plus the new AI-enabled apps to be written, you're going to need more teams. If you have more teams, and you have the same amount of work per app, and more productivity per developer, that can mean one of two things. Either more budget in positions or jobs, and or smaller teams likely skewing more senior. So what does this mean for juniors? Same thing it always has. Become senior as quickly as possible. Your goal is not to be as productive as possible, but to become as productive as possible. The former does not require deep understanding, but the latter does. Deep understanding compounds. The more you understand, the more you can understand. How do you do this? Learn the fundamentals well. One of the fundamentals of software engineering is researching things you don't know and being okay with some layer of abstraction. However, if you cannot build an application without AI, your fundamentals are weak. Use AI tools to enhance your understanding, not to do everything for you. And start with why. If you don't understand why you're working on a feature, ask. If you don't understand some of the technical decisions being made, ask. You should understand the system you're building at a deep level from both business and technical perspectives. Here's some AI tools to be aware of. Copilot, which is the easiest to get started with. Cursor, which is a fork of VS Code that uses multiple models to achieve incredible results. V0 for component generation. Replit, Bolt, and my personal favorite, Stacks.dev, which is a tool that I wrote to perform automated tutorial generation with an emphasis on the CLI and automation. But remember, any tool you use, a fool with a tool is still a fool. And what do we do with fools? We pity them. What does this mean for seniors? Well, anytime you have a routine problem, AI is going to be faster than you and probably right. You should use it. Anytime you have a novel problem, AI is going to be faster than you and probably wrong. Use it and then laugh at it. On the off chance it gets it right, it'll still be worth having used. And even if it's wrong, it might give you a new idea on how to approach the problem. AI is the new rubber duck. You are still at your most valuable when you are solving novel technical problems or developing juniors. It can be tempting to watch AI absolutely nail a simple MVC feature, but that work is still generally better left to juniors. You need to work on requirements gathering, strategy, architecture, and the most difficult technical problems. What about managers? Well, coding now is easier than ever, but coding was never the bottleneck. Thinking is. And your best thinkers are now even more valuable than they were before. This means that the talent gap is only going to widen, which means being able to accurately measure performance is more important now than ever. You need to retain your top talent. Try to use a smaller team for new efforts. A small team of great developers with powerful tools will outperform a large team with powerful tools they can't use properly. Understand that AI cannot think. They are co-pilots. Pilots are still more important than co-pilots. And co-pilots can augment or sabotage the growth of your future pilots. If you pressure developers to be as productive as possible at the expense of their growth, you'll get exactly that. Lastly, don't tell your software engineers their job will be automated, especially not because you saw a cool AI demo from someone who wants to sell you something. It makes it look like you don't understand what we do, and that our skills are nothing more than pattern recognition. It is fair to say a lot of programming will be automated, but software engineering is not even close to being automated because thinking is not even close to being automated. If it were, your job would be in jeopardy too. So will AI replace software engineers? No. But it could result in more demand for senior developers while also presenting incentives that may prevent juniors from becoming seniors. It will require leadership from managers and seniors to help juniors further their understanding, as well as discipline from juniors to not rely on Copilot as a crutch.